Okay. So basically, there are people saying Linux is secure. Why Linux is secure? Because Linux provides the security at two levels. The first level is login with credential, and second level is providing the permissions at files and directory level. So because of that, Linux is more secured as compared to the other operating system. So whenever normally security, why we need security? Because we want to avoid the unauthorized access. So in case of like if unauthorized access, if we provide, so there are chances that the virus will spread in the operating system, right? So basically, in order to avoid the viruses to be in the get implemented in the Linux or the Unix operating system, you need to log in first of all by using the user account, or you need to use the second level permissions like file or the directory level permissions, and then only you can manipulate the files or the directories present in the Unix or the Linux, right? So that's the reason Linux is very secure. Till now we saw the symbolic representation. Means what? By using this, you can add the multiple symbols for read R, for write W, for executable X, right? So you represent the user, we saw U. For group G, for you other, we saw U. So this is the a symbolic representation. But in permissions can be assigned in by using the numeric permissions as well, right? So what we will see the numeric permissions. So numeric permissions. So in order to represent the permissions, we in Linux, it uses the octal number system. What? It uses the octal number system in order to represent the permissions. So what is the octal number system? It is a base 8 number system, right? So what is the octal number system? Let's see, right? So if you want to represent a zero number, how you can represent a zero? You can represent a zero like this, right? Which represents the no permission. If you say 1 is represented as this, like this, 0, 0, 1. And what it represents? It represents the execute permission. Now you want to represent the write permission. How you can represent the write permission? You can represent the write permission as 0, 1, 0. Right? This is the write permission. If you want to represent write and execute permission, how you can represent? You can represent 0, 1, 1, and you can say write and execute permission, right? Now, if you want to represent the read permission, the read represented as 4, and how you can represent in the octal number system, you can represent 100, and this represents the read operation. Now, if you want to represent the read and executable operation, that is represented as 5, right? So how you can represent it that? You can represent it 5101, and that is represented as read and execute permission, right? And 6 is used to represent the read write permission. So how you can represent the 6? You can represent 110, right? So how you can represent this? That represent the read and write permission, right? And 7 is used to represent read, write, and execute permission, and that can be represented as 111, right? So this is the bit representation of read, write, and execute permission, right? So basically, by using the octal number system, you can represent the permissions as well. So here we saw the symbolic representation, right? This entire was symbolic representation. Now we are saying by using the numeric permissions as well, by using the numbers as well, you can grant the permissions or the revoke the permissions, right? So if you want no permission to be granted or the no permissions, so no permissions, a 000 in octal number system, right? If it is a executable permission, it's a 1. If it is write permission, it is 010. If it is 3, it is 011, which is write, execute, and execute permission, right? So if it is 4, it is a read. If it is 5, then it is a read, execute. If it is 6, then read, write. And if it is 7, it is read, write, execute. So basically, if you want to remember these numbers, right? All these numbers, how you can remember? So what you can do, you can come here. You can say read, write, executable, right? So here the first is executable, right? So you can say 2 raised to 0 means what? 2 raised to 0. Then write, I can say 2 raised to 1, and read, I can say 2 raised to 2, right? So 2 raised to 2 is 4. 2 raised to 1 is 2, and 2 raised to 0 is 1. Means what? So if you remember this thing, you can remember this thing. Means the entire chart you can remember. So, or you can do the calculation as well. So basically, what happens when I say 0, how you can represent the 0 in 3 digit? You can represent read, write, executable. So this is read, this is write, and this is executable permission. So it is saying 0. 0 means I can represent that as a 3 digits. So this is a octal number system. So this is base 8, and by using 3 digit, you can represent a number in the octal number system. So you can see 0 is it is 00, 30, and 1. You can see read is 0, write is 0, and executable is 1. Means what? It's a executable permission. Now here you can see read is 0, write is 1, and executable is 0. So this is a write permission. And how to represent this? By using this. So you can say 2 raised to 0. 2 raised to 0 is 1, right? 2 raised to 1 is 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4, right? So if I want to represent a 2 number in 3 digit, how I can represent? I can say 0, 1, 0. So it means 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 0, no need, 2 raised to 0, no need to mark it as a 1 because we don't want that. We want how you can represent 2. So if you want to represent a 2, let's say you have 2 number, which is right. This is the normal number. And in 3 digit, if I want to represent, how I can say if I want to represent in a octal number system, I can represent it as I said 2 raised to 2 means what? 4, right? Then I say 2 raised to, so basically what I'm saying when I say 2, right? So 2, which is represented as 0, 1 and 0. So you can see how this, so basically this is 2 raised to 0, right? This is 2 raised to 1. This is 2 raised to 2. Means what? This is 2 raised to 0. This is 2 raised to 1. And this is 2 raised to 2. Right? 2 raised to 2 is 4. This is 2 raised to 2 is 2. And this is 1. Right? So whenever I want to represent any number, how I can say, now I want 2. So I can just mark this as a 1. Suppose I want to represent read write executable, right? So you can see 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So I can say 1, 1, 1. So this is how this is represented in the octal number system. So just to give you the hint, right? So this is how the octal number system works. Now we know that this is how the read, write, and execute operation is represented, right?
Oh,
So basically, the read operation, if I want to represent the read operation, how I can represent the read operation? I can represent the read operation like 4, right? 4, this 4 is the read operation, 2 is the write operation, 1 is the execute operation. And how to remember this? If you want 4, you can say 4 plus 1, that is read write. 3, you can say 2 plus 1, that is a read write executable. So you can see 2, 1, right? So you need 1, 2, right? So you can represent this as 0, 1, 1. And this one, you can represent this as the 1, 1, 0, right? So this is the octal number system. By using the octal number system, you can represent the read write access, right? Now we will see how to grant the read write access, read write and execute access to the user by using the octal number system. So let me clear this, right? Let's say we have a requirement. The requirement says write a command for the following operations. So what is the command? Write a command for the following permissions. What is the permissions? So user is read write, right, and group is write execute, and author is a write permission. If I want to write a command now in number system, how I can say? I can say change mode. I can say 6, 3, 2, right? And demo 1.txt. So how this will work? So basically this 6 is for user level permissions. This 3 is for group level permission, and 2 will be for the other category of user. So if I want to represent the 6, right? So this 6 is represented as 110, right? And if I want to represent the 3, how I can represent? I can represent like this. And if I want to represent a 2, right? I can represent a 2 like 0, 1, 0, right? So basically, these are the 3 bits: read, write, and executable, right? So similarly, read, write, executable. So basically, what is happening here? I'm saying I want to assign the read. I want to give the read, write permission to the user, and I want to give the write and executable permission to the other user, and the write permission to the the read, write and executable to the group, and a write permission to the other category of users, right? So simply I can say chmod 632 if you know the binary number system. So by using your normal number system, you can represent this, right? So 0 to 7, it represents your octal number system, and if you convert these numbers into 3 digits, right? So that will be your read, write, executable permission. So I am saying here for demo1.txt, now they assign the read, write permission to the users, and write and executable permission to the group, and a write permission to the other category of users, right? Now we will say, let's say we have other requirement wherein, like we want to assign, let's say requirement 2, let's say we want to assign read, write, and executable permissions to all category of users. If you want to assign read, write, and executable permission to all category of users, how you can? So basically what I'm saying, I want a 7. 7 represents the 1, 1, 1, right? Means what? That is a read, write, and executable. Means all the bits will be set. So if I want to assign all permission to all category of users, how I will write the command? I can say chmod 7 for user, means all read, write, and executable need to be set. Is 7 for group permission, and another 7 for other category of users. And let's say again I want to assign for demo1.txt. So here in this requirement 2, what we are doing, we are assigning the read, write, and executable permissions to the demo1.txt. So basically by using this, read, write, and execute permissions will be assigned to the all category of users, right? So this is the second requirement. Now let's say you want to assign read write executable permissions to the other category of users or the group category of users, right? So requirement number 3, right? 3 says you want to assign read write executable to group and other users, right? But here you can see I'm not assigning the read write executable to the users. So how I can represent that? I can say chmod 77 and demo1.txt. So basically, if I say, you can see 77. 77 means what? The the 77 will be represented. This 7 for group. The first 7 is for group and this for other. So other permission is missing. So other will be having the no permissions. Means what? The first 7 will represent as like this, and that represents the read, write, and executable. And the second 7 is for the other group of category of users, other category of users, which will be represented in the binary as 111, and it will be read, write, executable, right? So this is how we can assign the permission to the groups and other users. Now let's say you want to assign the read, write, executable to the other users. The requirement number 4 says assign read, write, executable to other users, right? So how you can assign that? So you can say chmod simply 7 and demo1.txt. So basically in this case, what will happen? The user level permissions will be 000. Group level permissions will be 000, and other permissions will be 111, which is 7, right? So this is how we can actually assign the permission to the users. Now let's say we have requirement number 5. Revoke all level of user access. If I say like this, what do you mean by that? So I want to revoke, or I want to remove all the permissions for all the users. So how I can achieve this? I can say chmod and simply I say 0 demo1.txt. So now you can see all the levels of users access will be revoked. So how this work internally? So basically, once you say 0, 0 will be assigned to the users. That represents read, write as like this. So read will be 0, write will be 0, and execute will be a 0. Then this is for user level permission. Now group level permissions, again same thing, 0. And other level permissions will be again 0. So all 0 represents the single 0. All zeros you can represent it as a single 0. So that's the reason it says if you want to revoke all the levels of user access, you can simply say chmod 0 demo1.txt, means any of the users, means users or groups or the other level of users, none of the users will be having any access on the demo1.txt file, right? So this is about the number system and the permissions represented in the number system. So the octal number system is used to represent the permissions, and the same command is used to grant or to add the permissions or the to revoke. Revoke means remove, right? So revoke and remove both are same. And add means what? If you want to add permissions, if you want to give the permissions, so you can use this chmod. So chmod can be used with the symbolic representation, or this is the a numeric representation. And basically it is the octal number system is used in order to assign the permissions to the files and directories, right? So this is about the octal number system. Now quickly let's see the practical, how we can assign the permission to the files by using the this octal number system or the numeric system. So let's say, so first example we saw, right? First example, we saw, right? Example 1.txt, we saw write a command for following operation. What is the operation? The for users read write, and for group write and executable, and for others it is a write permission. If I want to do that, how I can do that? I can say chmod, right? 632, and what is the file name? demo1.txt. So basically this 6 represented, this is the our whole number system. And in turns, the 3 bits will be, this 6 will be represented as the octal number system. Means the 6 will be represented as the read and write, right? So if I say this, so now you can see, now the demo1.txt user is read write. That's what we want, right? Read write, and the group is a write and executable, and the other permission is write. So this is write. So these 3, the read is disable, and you can see write is enable, and executable permission is also disable. So this is the way, if you want to give the read write permissions, or to assign the permission at user level, group level, or the other. Now we will see the another example. Let's say, okay, so we saw how to set the read write access by using the decimal number system. In turns, it converts those decimal each digit into 3 bits, and it is setting the read write access at user level, group level, and other level. Now let's say I'm saying chmod 135, right? And using a demo1.txt. So in this case, this 1 will be your executable permission. Means executable permission will be assigned to your user. The 3 means the group. So 3, if you convert into 3 bits, it will be a write and executable permission, right? So write and executable permissions will be set to this for group level, and for other level, it is now 5. So 5, if you convert it into the binary number, so it will be 101, right? So 101 means what? Read is enable, write is disable, and executable permission is also enable. So if you see, this is user level permission. So 1, right? This is 1. Then this is 3, because this is enable, this is enable. Then this is this is other level permission. So 101. So this is representing the 5, right? So this is how you can set the permissions for the users, groups, and other level permission. And similarly, if I say chmod 77 and demo1.txt, right? So in this case, I'm saying user level permission, I want to revoke all the permissions, means read, write, executable permissions, I want to revoke. And now remove user level permissions, the group level permissions, all I want to set, the 3 digits. So by using 7, I can represent this decimal number into, if I represent in octal or the binary number, it will be a 3-1, right? And even this one will be a 3-1. So if you see, now the state has been changed. So you can see, so group is all 1, right? Because read, write, executable is already set. And you can see user is all disabled, means there is no permission to access. So if I try to access this, if I try to open this file, right? Now you can see permission denied. Means what? I don't have the permission to read, because my read is disabled, write is disabled, executable is disabled. So this file can be accessed by only the groups or the other level users, right? Now, if I say chmod 7, right, and demo1.txt. Now, in terms, what happens? 7 means what? 7 is equivalent to 007. So, 0 is for user, 0 is for group, and 7 is for other user category. So if I enter this, now you can see, right? Now user is disabled, group level permission is disabled, and other level permission is all set because of this 7, right? Now, if I say chmod and 0, and if I say demo1.txt, right? So 0 means what? The 0 can be written in 3 ways, right? Or I can represent a 0 as a 000. Means what? 0 for user, 0 for group, and 0 for other. If I execute this, you can see all permission disabled, right? So this is the way you can. Now, if I try to open the file, right, it is showing permission denied, because as a user, I am the user, right? Ganesh Punde is the user. I logged in by using this user, and this is the group. So all read, write, executable permissions are disabled. Because of that, this file I can't access, right? So these are the way you can do the set the permissions for the files and directories. So similarly, if you want to use for directory, let's say I'm using mkdir, I'm creating one directory. Let's say dir 100 I'm creating, right? And now I am saying what I am saying, chmod. If you see ls mk, sorry, ls dir 100. Wait. See, if I say ls-l, so you can see dir1. Where is dir100? You can see this is the directory. This bit is D, read, write, executable. Read, write is disable and executable. So this is user, this is group, and this is other. Now, if I want to change for a directory, how I can change? I can say, let's say 77, right? For dir, right? So now you can see the permission, the user level permission is disabled, right? Okay. So this is the way actually you can set the permissions for the directories. So same command you can do whenever you are doing the practicals. You can use and you can set the. Okay. So till now we saw the granting and revoking the permissions by using the symbolic representation, that is by read write executable permission, and we saw as well by the number system as well. So number system, you can see this is the number system. So chmod 632 or demo1.txt. So 6 is represented as 110, so means read write executable. Then 3 is represented as like this, 2 is represented as like this. So basically by using the numbers, even you can set the read write permission at user level, group level, and other level. So you can see here, if I want to set read write for user, write executable for group, or write for the others, I can use 632. So 6 can be represented as 110, 3 can be represented as 011, 2 represented as 010. So this will set the required permission. Now the second is, if I want to set the read write executable permission to all category. So means what? All enables. So all enable means what? 7 is represented as 111. So I can say a 777. So 777, by using 777, I can set all the permissions. Now I want to set at other group, the group level permissions and other group. So I can say 777 and it will set the permissions for group and other users. Now, if I want to set for others, I can simply say 7, right? And if I want to revoke all the permissions, I can say 0. So same command, but with different numbers, right? So these numbers in turns, each decimal digit is represented as the one octal number, and it will converted into the binary number system. And based on our those digit positions, or the whether it is enable or disable, the required permissions will be enable or disable, right? So the first bit is always read, second is write, and third is executable, right? So this is about the a number system. By using number system, if you want to set or the revoke the permission, so you can use these types of command. Now we will see the umask, right? Umask means what? Umask command, right? So umask means what? User mask means if you want to hide the permissions, right? So umask means user mask, right? Or hiding permissions, right? If you want to umask or hide the permissions, you can use the umask command. So how you, so by default, what happens based on the umask value, default permissions will be manipulated. Means what? The umask, by what is the default umask value? Default umask value is 022, right? So this is the umask value. Now we will see how we can use this command. So basically, whenever you want to use the umask command, what it happens, every files and the directory has some default permission. So normally for the files, for file, default permission is 666, right? And for directory default permission is 777, right? So basically, directory level, all read, write, and executable, everything is enabled. But at file level, read and write is enabled only. The executable permission is not there. So that's the reason, if you remember, while creating a shell script file, we need to enable the executable permission, right? So let's say now how you can use the umask command, right? So basically, umask command is used to set the default permission to the files. And what is the default permission for file? Default permission for file is 666, 666, and for directory it is 777, right? So now how internally it works, right? If you are talking about directory, right? So how it works? So basically, how the default permissions for directories will be calculated. The default permission to the directory equal to what we say 777 minus umask value. What is the default umask value? 022, right? So if you minus 022, what it will be? It will be 755, right? So what it indicates? It indicates the user permission as read and write enable and executable is enable also. The group will be read and write, and other will be read and write, right? So internally what happens? So whenever you say you create any directory, right, anytime, so by default the umask level is 022. So by default, whenever you create any directory, these are the default permissions. So users will be read write executable, the group will be read write, and other will be read and write, right? So what do you mean by that? So if I say mkdir and I say dir 100 or 101, right? And now I'm saying ls-l, right? So what will happen? Then it will say read directory, read, write, executable, read, write is disable, executable is also enable, read, then write is disabled and executable is enabled. So this will be the permissions bits for dir 101. So why this is because the default permission for the directory is 777 and umask value is a 022. So because of that, you can see a directory has read write executable access, and the user level will be all the bits will be set. The group level only read write is set, right? Read write is set, and other is only read and write. Read and executable is set, not write. Executable will be set, right? So basically by using this way, like you can set the permissions for the. So by using the umask, you can umask the user. You can mask the user, means user mask. So hide the permission. So default value for the umask is 022 0222, and the default file permission is 666, and default directory permission is 777, right? So whenever you create any directory, what happens? So these default permissions at directory level will come into the picture. That is 777 minus your umask value default, that is 022, right? So if you want to see this practically, right? Let me show you in the Ubuntu terminal, right? So let's say I am creating one directory, dir 100, right? Let's say I'm creating dir 1001, right? Now, if you see, dir 1000, right? So you can see dir 1000. So you can see read, write, executable, and read dash and executable, and read dash executable. Because of why this is set as this? Because of the default permissions for at directory level is 777 minus umask value. Umask value is what? The umask value is a 022. So that is equivalent to 755. So 755 will be set for the dir 1001, right? So this is about the umask command. This is how the umask command, I mean the umask value, default value, you can use in case of creating the files and directories. Now, if you create the file, let's say I'm creating one file, empty file. I'm saying permission demo, right? So if I create permission.txt file, so by default permission for files is 666, right? So 666 minus 022, right? So if you see, right? So if I say, right? So you can see this is 1 means what? It's 6, right? So 6, 4, and 4, right? So 4, 4, and 6, right? So if you say default permission for file is 66 minus 022, that is equal to 644, right? So you can see 6 is represented here. 1, 1. So this is 6. This is 4. So this will represent 4. Then again, this is again 4. This is 1, 2, and 4. Right? So this way you can these are basically because of the default umask value, the permissions of the files and directories will be set. Suppose in some cases you want to change the umask value, right? So let's say I will use the same command, umask. I'm saying now this time 002, right? Once I say this, and if I create a directory, right? Let's say now this time I'm creating directory AR 1002, right? If I create this directory, and now if I see the permissions, right? So you can see what is the difference, right? So now I said umask value is 002, right? So 002 means 666 minus 002 means what? This is equivalent to 664, right? So you can see this one, it is showing, this is showing read write executable and read write executable. Right? So basically these are the ways you can set the permission to the files and a directory. Okay. Now we will see how to change the owner and how to change the group, right? So we know we have user, that is the owner. We have group, right? That is, so in this case, I have Ganesh Punde as the user, the Ganesh Punde as the group. Now, if I want to change the user or the group, how I can change, right? So to execute this command, right? To change the owner, you have command CHOWN. So this is to change the owner. If I want to change the owner, I can use CHOWN. So what is the syntax? So I can say CHOWN and I can specify root and demo 1.txt. So basically, I can change the owner of demo 1001.txt file. So now you can see. So let me see whether that is exist or not. So I can say ls-l. Okay, there is no file. So let me change for some existing file. Let's say this one, right? If I change the owner now, you can see ls-l demo.txt. Now you can see here it was Ganesh Punde. Now it is root. Now root user has the ownership of demo.txt, right? So now if I want to change it back to again Ganesh Punde, what I can do, I can say operation not permitted because I should be login as the, so basically this change owner and change group for commands, you need to be login as the root, right? So if you want to change the user, what you can say, su root so it will switch the user. Now I log in as a root user. Now you can see who am I. If I say it is showing the root user, right? Now, and what is the directory? It's a home and Ganesh Punde. Now, if I say chmod, right? What was the file name? Demo.txt, right? This was the file. So let's see. So I say -l. So this is the user is root. Now I want to change to Ganesh Punde now. So what I can say, chmod demo.txt. Sorry, we want to change the owner, right? So owner, now you can see, right? Demo1.txt. So now you can see the earlier it was root, right? Here it is showing root user. Now it is showing Ganesh Punde. Now again, if I want to flip back, right? I want to change. I can say root. So you can see it is showing root and the group is a Ganesh Punde. So basically the root is the user and Ganesh Punde is the group. So by using a change owner, I can change the owner, right? Now, if I want to change the group as well, right? So let's say I want to change the group. I can use chgrp, means grp stands for group and own is stands for owner. Now change the group. Now our group is Ganesh Punde, right? So I want to change it to root. So I can change root and I can say demo.txt. So now if I see the same file, you can see now user is root and a group is also user or the owner is root and group is also root, right? Right. So this is the way you can change the owner and the group of the file, right?